Hello and welcome, Echoes, to Once Upon a Reflection, a Cypher system-based TTRPG fairy tale. We are unfortunately missing Alina tonight due to being cool as fuck and giving a TED Talk in this particular case. But let's go ahead and go around and introduce ourselves. I am Evie, the Disaster GM. My pronouns are she, they, or any, and I am the game runner for this fine if disastrous group. Let's start tonight with our guest, Maggie.
Do you do it different, or is it the same?
It's the same. It's the
Okay.
same.
Great. Hi, I'm Maggie. I use they, she pronouns. I tonight will be playing Nancy, who is a virtuous speaker who metes out justice. And I'm very excited.
It's gonna be fun. I'm just picturing you playing it, and that's gonna be fun.
You know, I got my props.
Yeah. Next, let's just jump over in line to Joel.
Hello, I'm Joel. I use any pronouns. I'm going to be playing Senor Fluffington, who is a rugged witchwawa, who is one with beasts.
Witchwawa is crazy.
Also, there's something one.
something. And last but not least, Amanda.
Hello, everyone. My name is Amanda. I use she, her pronouns. Tonight, I'll be playing Rosa/Thorn, the resilient explorer princess who masters the swarm.
Wonderful. So, as you can tell, as normal, we are raising funds for the Trans Women of Color Collective. TWOCC has a mission to uplift the narratives, leadership, and lived experiences of trans and gender nonconforming people of color while building towards the collective liberation of all oppressed people. I have lost count of the number of anti-trans bills that have been proposed across the country just this year. It is well over 800, and we're barely not even halfway through, really. Donate if you can. Check out their full site from the link that will be in chat or description, depending on where you are watching. AEA and its affiliates receive no portion of any donations made. Speaking of where you might be watching, we multi-stream across Twitch and Moonbeam, and I think YouTube actually connected today, so also YouTube. And if you like what you see, you find us entertaining, don't forget to like and subscribe or follow or join the realm or whichever funky way you want to find us for if we happen to go live again, which should be just next week. Once Upon a Reflection runs every other week on Friday at 8:30 Eastern and 5:30 Pacific. I can totally remember how time zones work. It is time, and time is something. Yeah, so check us out. We also run Empyrean Wilds, another Cypher system-based game, every other Sunday. Not this Sunday, next Sunday. But with all of that out of the way, let's go ahead and roll into focusing on today's session. As a content warning, we at the Archives would like to remind you that this is an adult content rated game with depictions of violence, mentions of loss or trauma, and or similar content. We do our best not to cross each other's lines, but for those watching, you have been warned. Last time, the group had finally resolved everything that was going on with the 12 Dancing Princesses fairy tale. The look on Maggie's face. After having taken a couple wrong turns and exploding apples, battles against shadows and a death hag, and the strange occurrences that came with the attempting to repair, regrow, revive the broken laurels of the tale. They succeeded despite interruptions and strange occurrences, strange awakenings, and managed to make a wish per tree. After which, they finally wound their way back to the real world to deal with their real life responsibilities and the fact that they had been gone from the real world and from their families and lives for days. We're probably sitting at about a week later. Rosa has encountered some difficulties as the result of having been missing and just not showing up to work for several days in a row. Sev is dealing with whatever internalized trauma that comes from having been involved in fairy tale land and all the shit that happened therein, and their friends believing that they are a junkie again, and has not found their way back to fairy tale land again yet. But we do find, at least for the moment, Thorn dropping through a reflection into fairy tale world, because what responsibilities do you happen to have now? Possibly with Signor Fluffington, or without. I am not sure what the witch Wawa may intend to do. But as you wander through the reflection, you find yourself at the bottom of a well.
That's me, is that correct?
Yes, Thorn, you have passed through a reflection to get back to fairy tale world, because that's somewhere to be, at least. And the reflection that you happened to pass through, you saw a beautiful blue sky and thought it was potentially a pond or a lake, but it was the bottom of a well.
So I'm looking up from the well.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day.
Yeah.
There's a bucket maybe 10 feet above you.
Oof. Okay. Trying to. I cry out, "Hello, is anyone there?"
Nan, go ahead and give me a perception or observation check.
Incredible way to start.
Yeah.
Well, that's an 18 on
An
the die.
18. Yeah. So, you are just, you're in town for whatever purposes you may have. In this little fairy tale town, it's maybe a half day's travel from one of the local various kingdoms that are peppered throughout the fairy tale world. It's pleasant. It's a wonderful day. The various vendors are hawking their wares, and then from the very large wishing well that is at the center of the marketplace, you hear echoing up to you, "Hello? Help, hello?"
She just goes over and pokes her little head over the side.
All right, so Thorn, as you are crying for help and trying to get someone's attention, someone does peek their head over the shoulder of the well. Would you like to describe what Thorn sees, Nan? Introduce yourself?
I think Nan looks like she came out of a commercial from the 90s. I think she just looks like a 90s mom with the brown lipstick and the overlap, really thin pencil-y eyebrows, and she just looks like she has walked off the set of The Nanny. She's just kind of a weird anachronistic human being. She's got dark hair. She's just middle-aged woman, just hello, you doing okay?
Well, I'm not injured or anything, but I am I appear to be stuck in a well, which
You
is
do.
great for me.
Yeah.
What I was hoping that maybe you could figure out a way to help me get out of here, please.
Yeah, like the well is like the water of the well is probably like 2.5 feet deep. It's fed by an underground spring. Um, so you are up to your thighs in water, having like appeared and then just dropped into the water. But she would be able to, you know, throw down the bucket.
Yeah. Yeah, she does.
Okay.
It's not
Okay,
too.
yeah.
I don't. Tell me if you need anything else. The bucket seems a little. I don't know. I can't really get a good look at you. Are you strong? I don't. It's kind of dark. Sorry.
Yeah, it is.
Well, I don't know necessarily about strong, but I know my way around a rope, so
That's okay. That's a. You know what? Far be it from me. So, can I like help her? Like,
Yes, you can assist in attempting to also pull
pull
at
you
the
up.
rope as Thorn makes a might-based climb check to try and
Yes.
climb out. Do you have any training or skills that might assist you in this matter?
no, just some. I have training in might defensive, and that's
Okay, so yeah, just roll eased by 1 because of the assistance from the other character trying to pull you up.
How much do I need to roll?
You only needed a 3, now a 2, so 6 or better.
And what if I rolled a 1?
If you rolled a 1, that is not only a failure, that is an intrusion. So as you lower the bucket, you like unlock the little like crank that lowers the bucket and the rope. Nan, like it gets down there and like you get a good grip on it and you're trying to use the crank to make it easier on pulling the rope up, and you feel the tension of Thorn having grabbed it, and like there's a moment that sounds like a little bit of scrabbling, and like you get maybe 5 feet above the water and you see this crown of like whitish hair, and then the rope snaps and Thorn falls all the way back down.
For sure. Normal.
Big splash. But Thorn has white hair.
Hey, that didn't work, I don't think. Are you alive?
Yes, my ego hurts a little bit, but
No,
I'm
that's
fine. Yeah.
Let me go get some more rope, I guess, unless you think you can try and climb out of this by yourself.
You can try.
I'm going to try. I'll try in the meantime, and if not, I'll just like be here.
Okay, so climbing the side of the well would normally be a 4, but since this is a reattempt, that bumps it up to a 5, and it is not eased because you are not able to get assistance.
What about emotional assistance? What if I'm
Emotional assistance
what
would
if I'm
probably
just- I can
just
help
tell you
your
right now, I
ego,
didn't-
but not the
didn't-
but
No,
not the
I'm
achievement.
just like I'm literally just grabbing on. My hands are just sliding.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just not. Yeah.
Did you roll
no,
another one?
I might have rolled another one.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
I might
you
have rolled
have
2 ones in a row.
yeah, you keep getting like just barely out of the water because the well is rough enough to where there are handholds, but it's also slippery and slick with algae. So you get there and then you slide, and at this point you are entirely soaked from having fallen yet again all the way back into the water. So
Yes.
as you're walking away and you hear Thorn saying that she would go ahead, but she'll try, you hear another thunk and splash.
Good.
It's not
Good,
going
good,
well.
good.
It
Good,
is
good.
not going well.
You know, at this point, I might as well just like stay here and just kind of enjoy the water. I'm just gonna.
A little spa day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna
Spotting.
enjoy
Yeah.
the natural spring water.
Yeah. So, Senor Fluffington, would you have voluntarily wanted to go back to Fairy Tale Land? Are you searching for anything? What's
Oh,
what's
yeah.
your goal? What's your intent? What's your movement?
That way.
That
Probably.
way? Okay.
Yeah.
So you did find your way back to Fairy Tale Land.
Oh yeah.
And you're
There's
just
a lot of questions that need to be asked in this place.
okay.
I will eventually find out what they are.
Okay. Sounds fun. Sounds fun.
Yeah.
So like you are wandering into a town, and even Senor Fluffington is starting to get that when you guys get summoned or when you guys wander through, almost instinctively you end up in vaguely similar places. So quite coincidentally, you end up wandering out of the woods and towards what seems like a very quaint little town. It's very active and people are just having a good time. There are merchants and various what seem to be predominantly peasants wandering around. It is not a festival, and there is no weird glitchy effect to them. So it is not similar, as far as you can tell, to the last time that you were in a town near a castle.
Right. In that case, like any good dog that has been stray before, I will be scrounging for food.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me a general search type check, intellect based.
Right. Rolling for food.
Cool.
2.
2.
Oh, man.
You
Oh,
smell.
man.
You guys are going so well.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
you smell food. You do not see where the food is, so you're just kind of following your nose, walking around, and as you go searching for rope, Nan, you see what appears to be a wolf person, canid of some kind, walking into town wearing a white shirt and white pants and teal bandana, cyan bandana. You don't see a lot of wolf people. Wolves are not necessarily anathema, but they are not considered particularly lucky or favored by many fairy tale folk. So this is unusual. People aren't like giving it a wide berth necessarily, but it's getting some looks as they wander into town. You do find one of the various workers that would have some rope that you'd be able to, like, get them to help you in rescuing this stranger from the well.
Okay, good. She just like bundles the rope over her shoulder and she's like, okay, thank you. And is trying really hard not to stare at Senor Fluffington because it's rude.
Okay.
But it's just like staring at Senor Fluffington out of like the corner of her eye.
Yeah. So this is a town that you are fairly familiar with. It's one of the ones that you visit fairly frequently. So for the most part, people are going to be helpful or friendly towards you because of their familiarity with you. So the response to that, thank you, I'm good, is like nodding and trying also not to stare because you're trying not to stare. And the woodsman, I guess, fails drastically at not staring at Senator Fluffington, but then just kind of nods and walks off, occasionally staring over his shoulder.
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, since Maggie, since you haven't ever watched this campaign, You would notice that there is a very witchy staff orbiting around Senior Fluffington.
Yeah, would you
Just,
like
like,
to describe
without
Senor
touching
Fluffington
it?
in a little bit more detail than Wolfman?
He's a wolfman. Uh, there
Cool.
are
Yeah.
there seems to yeah. Um, there is nothing behind the eye, like it's just the eyes, and then also staff just circling.
So the Wolfman is short.
Oh yeah, also short. Very
There are
short.
other descriptors you could.
Yeah, short, kind of skinny, and yes, does
Also-
indeed have what seems to be a magical staff, possibly a witch's staff, just hovering in the air, bobbing
Hang
along,
out.
just joining the wolf person wandering through town. Yeah.
Excuse me, young man. Sorry, I shouldn't assume. A wolf person.
Are you
Hello.
talking to Senior Fluffington?
Yes, 100%.
He walks directly past you. He is not conscious of the fact that you're speaking to him.
How listen, I am not trying to be rude. She's going to plant herself firmly in your path.
Oh,
Hello.
hello.
You seem like you might know this area a little bit, and you also look a little bit stronger than me. If you want to help me out, I gotta I'm trying to get this person out of a well. No? Okay. Well, never mind then. Whatever.
Oh, okay.
I'm just
Do you have food on you as a person?
yeah, probably.
Uh,
She's got like a backpack that I'm sure has like every possible thing you can possibly think of.
sure. Then as soon as Senior Fluffington realizes, he goes, "Wait, you have food."
Yes, I have food. Are you hungry?
No, I want food.
Okay, so you said no, you're not hungry, but yes, you want food.
Yes.
Okay, those are conflicting statements.
No, you can want things that you don't need.
You're not wrong. Do you want to help me get this person out of a well, and then you can just raid my bag for whatever you want?
Okay.
Okay.
Listen, I was never gonna do this by myself. I'm not that strong, unfortunately.
Very valid.
I do think it's really funny because I am neither. I am a magic person.
So the two of you wander over towards the well,
Mhm.
and Thorn, you have just kind of been sitting in the water, leaning in the water, I'm not sure. And eventually you see the shadowed silhouettes of two people leaning over and I'm guessing tossing down an end of the rope.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Correct.
One of them has big pointy ears. Like dog big pointy ears, not elf big pointy ears.
I call it hello.
Hello.
Oh, Fluffy, is that you?
Oh, hello.
Hey,
Oh,
it's Thorn. I'm stuck down here.
What did you do that for?
Because I'm just not very good at this apparently.
Oh, it's okay. This person has food.
Oh, okay. Well,
Do you know? Is the person that's stuck in the well next to you or something?
no, I'm the person that's stuck in the well.
They're stuck in the well.
Oh, is that the person? Oh, you should have told me it was them. I know them. Hi, hello.
I don't know them though. So I can't tell you that it's someone you know if I don't know them and I don't know you. You know?
Anyway, hello.
Yeah.
Oh,
I guess I am going to attempt to assist somehow, even though this is not gonna work.
Okay, so
Got pull.
Are
pull
both
up.
of you pulling on the rope?
Yeah.
I will also attempt to hedge magic. Just
Okay. So give
if
me
I can levitate shit with it.
combined might checks, all three of you.
Mm.
Because two of you are pulling and one of you
No,
is trying to climb up.
fucking way. Oh man, no.
Did you
I
roll
took all the
a
luck for the
frickin'
day.
another
I got
nat
a
1?
natural 20.
Nat 20.
I
Oh
rolled
my
a 12 this
Oh
time.
my god. Oh my fucking god. Third nat 1 of the night. The third nat 1 of the night.
I just
Been
want to
streaming
point
for
out.
34 minutes. And
My set.
Wow.
This is my first roll was 2.
Yeah.
This is not, I'm not doing
Just wow.
good at all.
I love you guys. I
It
do.
turns
I
out,
love you guys so
Lena
much.
was the reason we were rolling any
Yeah,
higher than like
yeah.
Yeah.
2.
I love you guys so much.
They
I
took
do.
all the luck.
All right.
I got nat 20. I'm fine.
Yeah, you did. And that is a major effect that can help to cancel out the fact that you have lost the assistance of the wolf creature that is with you. So as you both like get a good grip on it and you're starting to pull and you're starting to pull, Senor Fluffington is like holding on to it and then like isn't sure if it should be like hands or teeth because that is what they are used to playing tug of war with. And then like it just kind of goes to like lift it up to the mouth while you are tugging and it just flies right out of your hands as Nan hauls ass. And you stumble back, falling on your ass, staff like clattering off to the side as well as Thorn does successfully finally make it to the top of the well, completely soaked like a rat, like a wet rat. And Nan, you finally see the very wet, but go ahead and describe yourself, Thorn, while Senor Fluffington eventually picks themselves up off the ground.
Yeah. So you see that Thorn has like just like blonde haired, so blonde that it's basically white. It's just like a shock of white hair that is long and done up in like braids, and there's like flowers and leaves kind of tied all through it. But now it's just very limp, basically.
Yeah, and there's just a little bit of algae.
Yeah. Now there's a little bit of allergy that I can add in. It's fine. I love nature. She is kind of an olive-skinned elven look. She has bright green eyes and wears kind of a fluffy or kind of a white peasant top almost with a green over corset that has embroidered like flowers on it and is a skirt, and then you see like a bow and arrows attached to her back as well.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
So do you need like a towel or something? You're absolutely dripping everywhere.
I should be fine. I just, I'll just let everything kind of air dry. It's fine. And you just kind of see her. She's like taking up her skirt and she's wringing it out and taking off her shoes and pouring water out of her boot.
Are you sure? Because it's not a problem. Because I promised this young man what? No, sorry, you're not a young man. I keep calling you that. Do you want to?
She just like opens up this. I assume she's got just like a carpet bag on her and just starts like pulling things out and is like, "Here you go. Here's like a rag for you, and here's like just a half-eaten like tuna sandwich and like a whole bunch of like Smarties or like some random pocket candy, cough drops in there. Just like, here you go."
Eating all of it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So I will take the opportunity to kind of, wipe myself off and get a little dry, but
Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Can I press the vegetation thorn dry with hedge magic?
Roll intellect. Let's see how effective your
Nat
presence
one,
happens
nat
to
one.
be.
I am trained in magic artifacts and ciphers.
Yes, you are.
Nat one. Nat
Fucking
one.
5.
Oh.
Good enough. So long as it's not another nat one.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so it's not a massive effect because you did only roll a 5, but like gradually steam does rise and Thorn is dried much faster than if she were just air drying.
I just imagine the staff just kind of does like one of those lifting slowly scans, and it just starts radiating just a little bit of extra heat, and it just goes upwards as I am just scarfing down on cuff drops.
Well, you're supposed to take the paper off of them first, but I think that's okay.
Wow.
There's paper on that. You're not supposed to eat that.
On what?
You know what? Never mind. You seem okay.
Oh, thanks.
Okay, so bye, I guess. What are you guys doing? How'd you end up in a well?
Funny story that. So, and then Thorn actually does struggle to like figure out, do I want to explain the whole like magic fantasy real world stuff? And
That's up to you.
So we're not like from here. What is your name, by the way? I feel
you can call me Nan. Everybody calls me Nan. It's fine.
Nan. Okay. I'm Thorn. This is Senor Fluffington.
Hello.
Thorn, Senior Fluffington. Lovely. Do we pronouns? Is that a thing that we do here, or
She, her, and I don't know if
Hello.
they know what a pronoun is.
I got the impression. Okay. So no more young man for you. Understood.
Oh, I'm not a man.
No, I got that with
I'm a dog.
the
Yeah,
years.
So we're not like from here.
Like from this little village.
Yeah, we're not from this village, correct. I thought I was going somewhere else and then ended up in the well.
You can roll insight to see if you get what that actually means, but this is also fairy tale land where magical travel and various travels are of a variety of methods.
Well, I got a 6. Also, am I from the other world too? Okay, that's what I thought. I got a 6. So this sounds very normal to me, in fact.
Yeah.
I fall into holes all the time.
Yeah.
Well, that's why they like build the thing up. You're not supposed to walk into them.
Well, it wasn't so much a walking in, more like I appeared.
You mean like when you come from the other place and then to this one?
Yeah, you know about the other place?
Oh, absolutely. You think that I got all of this from here? Absolutely not.
I seen weirder stuff. Okay, so yeah, so I thought I was going somewhere else, and then just kind of ended up down here. Is how I got here.
Oh,
And, yeah.
okay. That seems. Have you not been doing this long? I feel like that's something that you gotta like learn how to.
Maggie, sorry, just quick interruption. Do you have sticks or anything stick-like in your bag?
100% has knitting needles in there.
Cool. They are now in my mouth, and I'm sure.
Okay. So there's yarn on that. Can you? I came here for the yarn. Please take those out of your mouth, young creature. You.
So Senior Fluffington is a dog.
Yeah. No. I understood. Do you mean like? Do you mean actually? Like
Chihuahua.
Oh, that makes so much sense.
Mhm.
Oh, you got to be tall here. That's so exciting for you.
What do you mean? I'm always tall.
How tall is Senior Fluffington?
Here?
I'm
5 feet.
imagining I was gonna say I'm imagining like a healthy 5'2". Like
Yeah, it's just clean 5 feet.
Wow.
For
Sorry,
those
I
of
couldn't
you,
hear you from down there.
for those of you in the audience, Maggie chose that specifically because Evie, I am 5'2".
Oh, so what I'm hearing is that Thorn is towering over them now, because she is a very tall elf.
Well, like I'm not sure how tall Nan is, but yeah, Evie personally is 5'2".
Man's like a 5'5", like a
Okay.
just a chill like average height person.
So
she
you're
just
tall.
she looks completely normal until she like turns and like is rifling through a bag, and you can see like the teensy tiniest little pair of like fairy wings on her back. And that is really the only thing that looks weird about her.
I lean forward and I was like, so are you chosen as well?
Chosen, just like chosen by what or by whom?
The lake,
Yeah, the lake.
it is a lot of water.
I do know what a lake is. Yeah, I've been to one.
Not that you know
Yeah.
of. Not that
I
you know of.
don't think so.
Okay, so you're just here for the ride. I that's fine. That's
Yeah, this
fine.
was more of like a retirement plan
They
than.
don't make you fight old people?
Sorry?
Did they not make you fight old people?
No, I haven't had to. Well, fight is a strong word.
Is it?
I haven't had to. Should I not use similes around them? This seems. No, okay, that's what I thought. Okay. And I have not had to fight anyone, no. Or if I have had to fight people, I didn't think it was a fight because they were very weak. I have to type some stuff to Evie.
That's fucking. I love this so much. You're also going to bring out the Jersey accent in me. Just hearing you. It's already starting.
It's already. I am having
can-
such a hard time.
I can tell
keeping
that it's
normal.
already starting.
sorry.
Yeah, it's
I
all right.
also-
It's all right.
Should I start bringing back Thorn's old accent then?
That
to
is
offset
entirely
it a
up to
little.
you. That's entirely up to
God.
Hi Bubba's. That's entirely
Just
up
so you
to
know, Thorn LARPs, like she actually doesn't have an accent. She just adopted one because she thought that was what you were supposed to do in the fairy tale land, and then just like over the course of time, just dropped it because it was too hard to maintain.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's entirely up to you. But yeah, you have, as far as you know, not been chosen. You have been doing this for a very, very long time. But you might have heard the term chosen before, and that it has to do with special people from the other side, but no one has ever told you directly that you're one of them.
Yeah. She's not interested in that.
Okay, so, and I think at this point, Thorn finally like kind of looks around. Is like, so where are we exactly?
Do I know?
Brookside, which is a small town that is just maybe a half day's travel from White Castle.
My God, they got White Castle here.
Oh my god!
That's what I was smelling. Oh,
You guys want to go to White Castle? That sounds great, actually. Do they have White Castle in New Jersey? Hold on. I lived there for a long time.
No idea.
It's like
I
they
have
certainly
no
have a
idea.
White.
I like how you said White Castle, and all of us are just like,
We're like,
"Oh."
fuck yeah, dude.
I thought it would be.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, I thought it would be amusing if one of the reasons why Nan hangs out here is because of the personal amusement that the castle of the White family is just known as White Castle.
Correct.
Yeah.
We're in Brookside, I think is what it's called. I came here for some nice yarn for my grandkids, and found you in a well, so here we are.
Yeah. No hinky weird vibes or anything going on here that you need our assistance with.
Not that I'm aware of. Everybody here is quite a bit more friendly than they are back home, so I feel like I wouldn't necessarily notice if something was weird because things are always weird.
That's fair.
Mm.
So it seems I looked to Fluffington and was like, you're not feeling anything weird like we were before?
My tummy's a little rumbly, but apart from that, no, I don't think so.
It's because
Wow.
you ate paper. You're not supposed to eat the paper.
I think I've eaten paper before and I'm fine.
Mm-hmm.
Fluffington has eaten a lot of things, to be fair. Former street dog.
Ah.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of
Oh.
weird things have been happening to you people?
We fought an old lady, and then we fought an old man, and then we fought an old lady.
Okay, so you're really, really into fighting elderly people, it sounds.
Yeah,
Okay.
but it's okay. I'm older than they are. I think I'm very old.
I leaned over and I was like, so you know what a death hag is?
Oh, God. You fought one of them?
Yeah.
And you're still here. Okay.
We took his plant.
Oh, yeah, you're not supposed to do that, I don't think.
No, yes.
Oh, you are supposed to do that. Oh, okay. Well, I've never tried. Seems like it worked.
So understandably, we're kind of used to showing up where danger is not somewhere so pleasant, if that makes sense.
You mean every time you guys go through, there's something weird or dangerous on the other side for you?
Well, not all the time, but recently, yes.
The wolf is nodding a lot.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I used to come and hang out, over in Sanctuary, but
Mm.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense.
And you
But
have
then-
heard of the Sanctuary Woods. They're, like, not necessarily famous, but most fairy folk will be at least familiar with it.
Looking at this shit.
Honestly, not me. I just kind of go wherever I go.
Yeah, oddly, no weird sensation that something is amiss, that something has been thrown off currently. Each of you probably had your own reasons to escape the real world for the day. But yeah, you don't currently have some sort of destined mission calling for you, at least.
you see Thorn just kind of brushing herself and rearranging. It's like, this is kind of nice, actually. Do you mind if we I don't know, we just kind of hang out for a little bit?
Oh, sure. Are you guys like hungry for an actual meal? We could like go get some food or something. I still gotta pick up my yawn, but
Can I vibe check Nan? Heart emoji.
Yeah, go ahead.
Nan heart emoji.
Yeah,
you say it like that?
because
That's
that's
so
how it is
sweet.
in the meat.
Man, heart emoji.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
19
18.
plus magic.
Are you trying to deceive or hide things from them?
No.
Okay. Are you trying to persuade or present yourself in a particular manner, or are you just kind of there vibing?
I think Nana's the most straightforward person you have
Okay.
ever met, and she
Okay.
has just been completely truthful.
Okay.
You know what's
So-
crazy is that the statement of the most straightforward person is crazy in this particular party's context
Yeah.
based on Sav's behavior.
I
And
was about to say,
Fluffington-
I was like, oh, like you need to meet Rack.
So, with 19, because that is a minor effect, as far as you can tell, yes, Nan is someone that comes from the other world to here. Seems predominantly innocent and has just kind of been helpful, if a little strange to you to a certain extent, and did not want you chewing on her knitting needles.
Right. I think from the outside, if anybody's paying attention to Senior Fluffington, there's a moment where his ears perk up as if he's listening to something, and then he goes and just starts just staring intently at Nan as he vibes checks her.
Actually, make a secondary roll for me.
Oh God. Okay. 13.
13. That's good enough. Check your Discord.
Okay. Okay. Sure. Uh-huh.
What is
I've got
happening
character
over
stuff going on, Maggie.
Excuse me.
Gotcha. No, that was me informing you of what's been. Senior Fluffington just recently had a big thing happen. So.
Yeah.
Your
Yeah,
Fluffington's going
Sister
through it.
Fluffington is on a journey right now.
Yeah. Poor Fluffy. Poor Fluffy.
I think his look changes slightly, but he's still just staring at Nan.
Nan just stares back at them.
Thorn is looking back and forth between the two of them. It's just like, food sounds good. We could definitely use a bite to eat.
Why is the wolf doing this?
I am looking at you.
I can tell. You're freaking me out, little man. Not a man, sorry.
I'm a dog.
Yeah. Okay, you gotta stop that if we're gonna eat lunch together.
Food? Okay, let's go.
That tracks.
Dog, yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever that was,
All right.
decide. Food
So
first.
you are
Lost
familiar with Brookside. You would be able to find one of the various places around to have food. There's going to be a couple of eating taverns. There would also be bakers that you would be able to get baked goods at. There's not really a lot in the way of confectionaries, but beyond that, yeah, you can acquire food fairly easily. Where are you going?
I think the closest thing to a White Castle.
Okay, so a
So
tavern.
White Castle.
We gotta go to White Castle.
You gotta go to White Castle. So if you're gonna go to White Castle, that's gonna be a couple of hours. But you could go to the tavern nearby that probably has a we'll call it an allium special, which is a onion burger.
You can't have that. Onions are bad for dogs.
I'm eating it.
That's what White Castle is. They cook their meat on a grill that has first cooked onions, so all of it tastes like onion.
And
I thought you were just
eats an
talking
onion.
straight I thought it was just
A
straight up
burger
a
made
raw
out of
onion.
onions.
Yeah.
That was what it was in my mind.
No, it's not a burger that is made
Okay.
out of onion. It's just
Yeah,
a burger
literally-
burger
Yeah,
meat,
that's literally
ground
what I
meat,
thought.
ground
That is
meat
also
that
what I
has
thought.
onion mixed in.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we all thought.
Yeah. We were like, it's a fantasy world. Of course they'd make onion burgers.
We are not in the holes area of the sorry, that is probably still copywritten. So we are not in the totally not based off of holes area of fantasy world where you get magical sweet onions. So unfortunately, no, this is not an actual onion burger that is made with just onion.
I just want to be clear. As soon as the words "you can't eat" came out of Nan's mouth, and Senor Fluffington is on the table, just scarfing down as much as he can.
Are they always this way?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Um. Okay. Yeah. I'm trying to be supportive. Onions are really, really bad for dogs. You know that, right?
Yeah, I do. I'm actually a vet tech in real life, but
Oh, that's wonderful. It's so good that that makes a lot of sense because I imagine the
yeah,
bird's very scary for them because he's a little, well, not a
yeah,
huge.
he's little, but here it doesn't seem to bother them as much. Um, at least I mean, and you just kind of see Thorn just kind of like stare off in the distance. It was like, yeah, a vet tech was fun.
Oh, so you're not doing that anymore?
I might have just lost my job.
No, honey, I'm so sorry. That's such
Oh.
a shame.
Good, you don't have to go to the bad place anymore. That's good.
That is true. That does mean that you can stay here for longer. I don't know how it works for you, but I've just been kind of hanging out here for a while. It's kind of nice.
It's kind of maybe one of the reasons why I got let go.
Oh, right. That makes
And
sense.
yeah, I did need a change of pace though, which is why I ended up here. So
Well, happy to meet you today. So you're a vet tech. Okay. I might know some people. I wonder if there's anybody that I know from back home that, I went to high school with this one girl and she's like going back. I am incapable of playing characters that don't have a big bag that they get to rifle through for props.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel like she has a little notebook that's just like, hold on, let me go through my address book. I feel like I know someone who might know someone who could probably find you another job. But how far are you willing to relocate? That's the question. I don't know where you live in the other place.
I live in we're from New Bastion. I don't know if you happen to be where that is too. 1 second.
Probably not. Geography was never my strong suit.
That's that's about a 2-hour train ride from where you live.
Sure.
Because I'm actually basing it off of where New Bastion would be in our world, like our real world, and where your character would be in our real world. And yeah, it's about a 2-hour train ride.
Nebraska. The option said Nebraska instead of New Bastion.
I was like, that is far away from the character that I think I'm playing.
Yeah. Because I am familiar, or at least somewhat familiar, with Baltimore, New Bastion is approximately where Maryland coastline would be.
All right.
Yeah.
I think I know New Bastion. I might know some people. We could probably find you a new position if that's something that you're interested in.
I mean, I'd be thank you, but I think right now I'm just gonna take a little bit time off because I haven't really had that in a while.
So
makes sense.
I would also like a general observation from the two regulars, because Nan just did something that you have only seen Sev/Vrak do.
16.
19.
Oh God, what did I do?
16. It's kind of weird that Nan was able to pull something out of the bag that is from the real world, but you've seen that before. 19. Nan pulled something out of the bag that's from the real world.
I wondered about that.
Yeah.
In the back of my mind, as a player, I was like,
from the real world.
You don't know, maybe I memorized it and I wrote it down in a separate notebook.
More important question. What does Nan smell like right this moment?
Mothballs.
Is this scent familiar to my doggy senses.
Um, I have a feeling that your family would mostly use like essential oils and cedar chips as opposed to mothballs for
Well, that's so
like
true. That's
for
so
stuff.
true.
So you probably have not smelled mothballs before.
Hmm.
Insomnia night just redeemed to add a complication.
Add a complication. Lovely.
Insomnia.
Oh God.
Hi, Insomnia. Thank you so much. We do love Insomnia here. Um, not actual insomnia. This insomnia, yes.
No, I
So
love the real one.
Yes, please leave me alone.
yeah, hey. Yeah, Insomnia is one of my chat friends. Um, but yeah, so as you're just like, Nan pulled something out of her bag that looked like an actual like little black notebook that someone from the real world would carry, and like had like just a regular Bic pen that she was like
Like not
poking
even not a quill, just like
not
straight
a quill,
up.
just like straight up real world.
I pulled out cough drops earlier.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pulled
now I'm
fucking
starting
cough
like the
drops
gears
that
are
were
turning,
wrapped in
the
paper
gears are
and
turning.
everything.
She wearing like the mom denim jeans that are like high waisted.
Correct. Yep. She walked out
And
of a
I'm-
1998 Sears catalog.
Yeah, and I'm just like, I just hold on and I just kind of go,
Yeah, looks like her
"How-
hair is held with hairspray.
Correct.
Yeah.
Where did you get that?
Where did I get what?
The notebook and the pen.
Came over
Wayne
with your
Reed?
bag.
At the drugstore?
No, I mean, like, how did you get it here?
Senor Fluffington, please make an observation check. This is with an easement because it is scent based and hearing based.
10.
10. Something feels strange for just a moment, and you hear what sounds like creaking branches. And you turn and you just barely see out of the corner of your eye someone disappear between a couple of buildings that looked vaguely familiar, but you didn't get a good glance. And this is just as you're about to walk into the tavern to go and have some very oniony hamburgers. But yeah, she got it at Dwayne Reed. She got it at random drugstore.
But you travel from the real world to here
Yes.
with your stuff.
Yes.
How did you do that?
What, like it's hard?
I've never been able to do it.
I mean, have you tried? And I'm not trying to be smart. Like,
Well, I haven't tried that hard, but we have a friend who has tried several times to bring stuff over with no luck.
oh, well, where are they?
Not currently here.
Well,
They were dealing with some things back in the other world. They also they're not a fan of here, to be fair.
oh. Is it because of all of the like weird stuff that it sounds like you guys have to deal with? I haven't really seen that much weird stuff.
Yes, that, and I have a feeling it's even more so than we all realize.
You guys also noticed Senor Fluffington like scent the air and then just like dart off in a particular direction.
Oh, okay, goodbye. I guess.
Oh, Fluffy, wait! Don't. Where are you going?
Do you need to go
I'm-
after?
I'm going to go after him.
I'll pay up.
After
You're
them.
good.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you also get some lovely, like, roasted cut potatoes to go along with
100%.
the meat patty sandwich, and it's
They know me here.
yeah, they know exactly what you're going to order. And they have even been working on getting you some sort of, like, soda like beverage. They have only managed to do root beer and ginger beer so far.
Hold on, I'm googling how you make things carbonated.
I'm going to send.
I very much know how to make things carbonated because of my
I
body
would-
with brewing. So
Ooh.
carbonation
You don't have to.
is the result. We've got a nat 20 that just went to our lovely guest. Carbonation is the result of yeast eating sugar, and, like, it produces carbon dioxide.
I love stumbling upon your special interests. It's very fun. Hell yeah. I want them to make me grape crush for sure. That seems like I feel like that's a very that would be the type of soda that she'd be into, unfortunately.
Mhm.
Nobody likes grape crush. She pays up and I guess is gonna go after Thorn.
Okay. So, Thorn, as you try and trail after Senor Fluffington, I was just notified via chat that Senor Fluffington is also, like, dropping into wolf form.
Oh.
As they turn a corner to chase after someone. And you are you are getting to that corner as Nan exits the tavern with just, like, a small bag of various foodstuffs that they have found a way to wrap in waxed paper to send with you. So you see Thorn chasing after, you have no idea, but theoretically, Senor Fluffington, between a couple of buildings. Senor Fluffington, as you
Hello.
as you turn the corner, dropping into wolf form, chasing after this figure that seemed vaguely familiar, you are losing sight of them around another corner, but you recognize the strange, tattered dress that you just barely catch sight of. It looks a lot like the dress that enchantress hag that you guys first fought wore.
I'm gonna activate my resonance field
Yeah.
and then pick up the pace.
So you are giving chase. Okay.
Yup, I am a dumb dog.
All right. So Thorn, you turn the corner and you see Senor Fluffington fully giving chase. The crystalline rocks along their back and shoulders and chest beginning to glow with their resonance field. And Nan is, like, kind of trotting to catch up with you. I don't see Nan as the running type. Yeah.
I just imagine her knitting along the way as she follows.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure. She's pulled the yarn out of the bag. She's just like, oh, okay, we're leaving then. Okay, well, I have a lot of snacks. Where is the dog? Where did they go? They're just gone. Okay.
Yeah.
Does this happen to you guys often?
Yes.
Okay, I can see why your friend doesn't like this place very much.
Yeah, stuff like this happens quite often. Pretty much almost every time we come here now. So yeah.
Senor Fluffington, give me another observation check. You, I believe, are in wolf form now, which means that you have an ease from scent, because this creature is moving fairly quickly.
I'm gonna I'm gonna use one of my Cyphers to re-roll that.
Okay.
12.
12. All right. As you get around the next corner, resonance feel activated in wolf form, ready for whatever the fuck is happening. You don't see the hag. You catch like the faintest wisp of scent of like green growing things and thorns and the faintest hint of iron, like they have bled something. But you don't see her. You don't see the little goblin creature that had been serving her previously. You just
Right.
see people in the next street over going about their business.
I'm gonna stick my nose to the ground and just start sniffing around, see if I can catch a scent.
Just trying to follow.
Just trying to follow.
Okay, go ahead and give me a tracking check.
19.
19.
Yeah.
Very good. And Amanda, that question that you just asked in the general chat, so that I don't have to spend time typing it out, that was you are tier 2 in the side story, not here.
Oh, okay. I was like, I was freaking out. I was like, oh god.
No. You haven't advanced that far yet.
Okay.
We are only
Okay,
on.
I didn't think we did.
We are
I
on
didn't think
session
we did.
16.
I was just like,
Yeah, we are on session 16. You haven't
Okay.
gotten that far yet.
okay, good.
So
Good, good.
19 to track. So it would give the other two the opportunity to catch up to you, because tracking is not a fast thing. But
Yeah.
you do catch the scent that you think is this witch, this hag, which you are mostly familiar with by having her staff. So you are familiar with her scent. And it is the smell of turned earth, of wood, of green growing things, and of blood, because of the thorns and spikes and brambles that catch things, because she is the thorn hag. And you follow it, tripping up a couple of people and causing some others to react with fear at this giant wolf with glowing spikes of crystal on its back going out into the middle of the street in town. And they like all kind of rush away as you you see Senor Fluffington as you approach, and Nan, Senor Fluffington isn't like Wolfman anymore, like full on giant wolf with like growing, like glowing rocks jutting out of its back, like following a path straight to the town apothecary.
I think your dog is broken.
Fluffy? Fluffy, is everything okay?
No. The first old lady we fought?
Yes.
She's in there.
Oh shit. And you see Thor just get her bow out and get an arrow, and it's just like, okay, what do we do?
Oh, we're doing this? Okay.
Yeah. And like the street for the most part has now cleared, because first giant wolf and now stranger to town drawing weapon as they approach one of the shops. So the street, at least for the most part, has cleared out of all random townsfolk. Looking through the windows of the apothecary shop, you see inside the general apothecary, speaking with what seems to be a woman that is purchasing something.
I'm going in.
So you muscle your way
All
through
right.
the doorway. Okay.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
I'll just go in full force. I'll pounce through the door.
Okay. So as you guys watch Senor Fluffington like give Thorn this warning of that first old lady that we fought, and like looks around, doesn't actually see the hag, so just pounces into the building, growling. Yes, no,
I'm brawling, yeah, for sure.
growling with the staff,
Sure.
the staff that looks like a witch's staff, still hovering and like just kind of bobbing around behind the giant wolfy figure, like just bobs after and like weaves in the air a little bit as they jump forward, which results in several startled cries from people that had been off to the side inspecting some wares that you guys hadn't been able to see from the entry and window. And like a little bit of a girlish shriek from the young man that is behind the counter, who then proceeds to drop out of sight because wolf. And then the woman that had been in the middle of purchasing something like turns around and looks at you guys and down at the wolf, and you see her clock the staff and then turn back around very slowly. Hello, to the apothecary behind the counter.
Is anybody gonna do anything before I do what I'm gonna do?
I want to see what you're gonna do. I also think it's funny, and I was waiting for someone other than Evie to be the apothecary, and I forgot that Evie is everyone.
GM, yeah.
I will say that, like, in the back of my mind, do I hear like birds outside? I'm assuming.
Oh, yeah.
Is there? Okay.
Yeah, it's a wonderful day. It is a town. You hear birds. You probably like there's probably a cat somewhere as well. So there are a variety of creatures that are out there.
Perfect.
Okay.
That was just kind of like in the
Yeah.
back.
So
of my
so
mind.
yeah. So they basically this is your round to do something or a moment for you to react before more happens. Senor Fluffington, this might be
I think this is. I think this is his cue.
You.
Okay. Oh man, I am going to do something stupid.
Yippee!
I am going to pounce at the lady that is at the counter in an attempt to essentially tackle her down to the ground.
Okay.
I'm not going to attempt to hurt her yet because I'm not certain that it's her. But
Okay.
that's who he saw. That's who he's going after.
All right. So as you pounce forward and like it's just this wolf creature person that you have heard is a chihuahua has launched themselves into the apothecary that you occasionally get like some nice teas and have been working with to try and get them to make coffee and grow coffee beans for you. Like,
Sure.
like jumps in, freaks all of the customers out. There's this one woman that you don't recognize that's just standing there and it's like looks at you guys. There's no general action aside from the jump in, and then it's just like, okay, turns around, hello, excuse me, to the apothecary. And as soon as she turns back around, Senor Fluffington like waits for just a second, launches themselves forward and tackles this woman to the ground, who lets out a strange yelp. And as you land on top of her, she turns and looks at you, like half on her side, and she seems surprised. Go ahead and give me a general insight vibe check as to what you might have done or what she might be thinking or reacting with.
14.
14. She's not afraid,
Yeah.
which is odd as shit because random woman that a wolf just pounced on.
Yeah.
She seems
There's-
surprised that you can see her.
Hmm.
Everybody roll initiative, please.
I was gonna ask if I could roll an insight check first.
Yes, you can, but you still need to roll
Yippee.
initiative. Let me
Fine.
find something to write notes on.
I rolled a
Oh, no.
10 twice. I rolled a
love
10 twice.
Okay,
I also just rolled a 10.
Okay, so we've got
Angel numbers.
18. Maggie, for context,
I don't want
your
context.
big encounter with this lady, I just, because I am in dog brain, I just bit down on her staff and refused to let go for the majority of the encounter. I am running around with a
So it's yours
bag
now.
staff.
Right. That's normal.
Just so you know the context of why I got beef
No,
with
this is
lady.
normal. This is normal. I like this.
I would
Yeah.
also like to remind our players that have been around for a while.
Yeah.
This was not an easy fight for you, and you survived because she just left you.
Yeah.
She just left you there.
Oh, good. Oh, incredible.
Yeah, she got what she wanted, and she's just like, I'm not dealing with this, and left.
Yes.
So let me pull up.
See, Fovington has a history of picking on old ladies, so.
There's her stats. Okay.
Oh,
Found
great.
it. All right, so what were those rolls with the 10? It's a woman that for some reason is not afraid of the wolf and just seems surprised to have been jumped on. You said
18.
18. 18 for Fluffy.
My initiative was 10.
10 and also 10. So
Also 10 and also 10.
yeah, so both Thorn and Nan go on the same initiative, and you can choose who goes first, work together, etc. Thorn, Nan at 10.
I have no
Alright.
fucking clue what I'm about to do.
Yeah, I would love to know what the thought process was, but
That's the thing.
along
I'm
for
playing
the
a
ride.
Chihuahua. There is no thought process. Is the
Yeah,
thing.
your eyes are bigger than your brain.
Yeah.
All right.
Is that factual? Hold on.
I don't think so. Have you not seen how bulgy their heads are? They can barely fit their brain in there.
It is a Google's AI overview told me that it is a humorous exaggeration, and we all know that AI
Oh,
can't lie
of
to you,
course.
so
it is factual then.
it's factual for sure.
Okay.
I will do no further research. The defense rests.
You guys are nuts. I love it. Okay, so as you do this, and there is yet more screaming from the various witnesses that have now seen a wolf pounce on a woman.
Right. Yeah. As you are wont to do when
yeah.
you are a wolf.
Yeah. And there's the scrabbling sounds of the apothecary panicking even further and trying to find cover behind the counter. The woman that is currently underneath wolf-sized Signor Fluffington goes first, as in beats out the 18.
Yeah.
Right.
I figured
Very
this one.
cool.
Just
Very cool.
super strong.
Yeah.
So
So the first thing that is going to happen
Mhm.
is she will sneer at you. And will proceed to animate the various things in her immediate vicinity, which includes the pouch of supplies that she was purchasing and several of the like tools. So a broom and a pitcher
You got another stick.
both come to life.
Are you gonna make me fight a hag? You invite me here to fight a hag? Effie.
I didn't think that for the second
Effie.
time, Senor Fluffington would be like, I'm just
You
gonna start it.
did?
I'm gonna start shit yet again. I just got through shit, and I'm gonna start shit again.
Technically, I just want to be clear. This is an established recurring trait on this character.
It
When
is.
we
I
went to
should
the
know
vet,
better.
I jumped off a counter and attacked a dog that was like 10 times my size.
That one's normal though.
Because Chihuahua.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, like this is the
No,
second.
that makes sense.
This is the second hag that Senor Fluffington is just like, you know what? I'm gonna square up.
Did I not square up with the first one as well though?
No, Vrac was trying to
Right.
bargain with her. It did not go well, and she was just like, "You're irritating. I'm going to attack you to make you go away." And
Oh no. The reason I think of it as squaring up is because for that entire conversation, he was in between the two of them, just ready to go.
yeah, and she was not paying attention to you whatsoever.
Yeah.
All right, so she is going to animate these various objects, and they become level 4 creatures.
Wonderful.
So they are strengthened and seem to grow thorns out of them as they animate and begin to attack you. So that was the pouch, the broom, and I think I said a pitcher. So I would like you to make 3 defense rolls.
I am trained speed defense tests.
Okay.
Literally,
so that means that you have to beat a 3 on each of these.
Okay.
So 9 or better on each.
Well, I rolled a 7 on the first one.
Okay, so that deals 4 points of damage from the broom.
Does this count as her attacking? Because we have the artifact that we got last session.
The artifact is why you can see her.
Ah.
She stole your hair. She stole your hair and wandered off like, they'll leave me alone now. They can't see shit. And that's why she's surprised that you can see her.
But the question is, because the reason I ask is, it provides 3 armor versus Coven. I don't know if this counts as protect.
No, because it is a level 4 creature instead of her. It
Got
will
it. And then you
count.
said
It will
damage?
count towards her blood to stone. It will count towards her vortex, and it will count towards her root spikes or withering touch.
Gotcha. Well, that's fine. So I take 4 damage, you said?
From the first one.
Which is actually 3, because I have armor.
Okay. And then the other 2.
See. Well, that is a 6 on the dice, so I don't think that...
So that's another 4, reduced to 3 because of the armor.
Yeah. And a natural 20.
So do you want to just snap the
so here's
snap
the thing.
at the pitcher as it goes to beam you in the head?
Here's the thing. I have my resonance field up.
Mm-hmm.
If I get a major effect on my defense rolls,
Mm-hmm.
it takes 4 points of damage.
Okay, so you can deal that to the pitcher because it was first the broom attacking you and like fully whacking you across the body with its now very thorny handle. Then the pouch that tried to smother you, and now the pitcher that is trying to beam you in the head activates your resonance field, and you said 4 points?
Yeah, because it's a major effect. And then I don't know if that takes the place of the major effect or if it happens in tandem.
It takes the place of the major effect.
Oh, cool. Okay.
But that's still 4 points of damage that you get to do without attacking.
Damn.
Thank.
All right. So, with that, she will also attempt to squirm out from underneath you. So please go ahead and give me a might check to remain on top of her.
Oh yeah, I forgot I actually technically have more HP than I think I do.
Oh yeah, it's been like a week since like all of that happened. happened.
Well,
yet.
no, it's when I go into my wolf form, I get
Mhm.
more stuff as well.
Oh yeah, but I'm just asking like also because I think I forgot to put my stats back to where they are.
Okay. Yeah, so you definitely should have put your stats back to full because you had multiple 10-hour recovery periods that you could have taken.
That is a 12.
12.
Yeah.
So 12 versus her, she does manage to squirm out from underneath you, but she is still adjacent to you on the ground.
Cool.
So that brings us around to your turn. So she has animated a variety of creatures or things around you to come to life, grow thorns, and attack you. Still appears as a normal woman, and is mostly just sneering at you in response.
I'm gonna look at her in the eye and go, I don't like you. So, uh, the stuff that she wanted to buy is what she animated, right?
The pouch of it, yeah.
In that case, I'm gonna look at her, say that, and then turn around and pounce at the bag that she was trying to buy. I'm gonna try to rip it to pieces.
Okay. So go ahead and make an attack roll on this level 4 creature. So that is a 12 or better.
Shit. I'm gonna put a level of effort into this. It's an 11.
An 11.
Yeah.
So a level of effort does bring it down to a 3, so 9 or better. 11 hits. So you are pouncing at and attempting to attack the bag. What attack are you using?
I'm just gonna rip and tear into it with my claws and teeth, which deals 4 melee damage.
Okay.
Because I'm in the wolf form.
Okay. So that brings that down. It is not completely torn apart, and you do get a couple of painful thorns to the roof of your mouth. It does not do you damage, but it is not a comfortable sensation as you attempt to just rend this thing to pieces.
You're muted.
Good.
Oh.
All right. So with that, she like snarls at you and begins to try to stand up. And you vaguely hear that strange, familiar voice, "You mangy cur." Bringing us around to Thorn and Nan.
Oh, okay. That's what okay. Not bad.
Thorn, you got any plans here?
I'm going to do what I did last time, and I'm just going to summon. This time it's going to be birds.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to use my influence swarm.
Okay, so you are summoning a swarm
Mm-hmm.
of whatever birds happen to be in town.
Yeah.
How would you say that you do that? How does Thorn call to them?
I feel like hands up, and then there's a surprisingly melodic bird call that she does. And it's just like the most clear, beautiful sort of ha 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 sound that you hear, and then just you hear the flapping of birds as they start coming for her call.
So yeah, you managed to summon a small swarm of little songbirds and even a single raven.
Nice. So
Is
I believe that is
an
action.
Okay.
It is an action to initiate that.
All right, so you are at the entrance. You would be able to move up to 10 feet. Would you care to move into the building, or are you going to stay outside of the building?
I will enter the building.
Okay. You do so, and as you do so, several of the other patrons squeeze past, so it's a little bit of a bumpy action. But the various other patrons have now exited building immediate. Nan, you have these two strangers attacking another stranger who has awakened a variety of items around them to
Sure.
become these strange, enlarged, thorny things that were attempting to whack at the wolf while she squirmed away from it.
I think that the second that Nan saw Thorn take out a bow, her hand has just been inside of her like big carpet bag, and she's not doing anything with it. She's just got a hand in a carpet bag. And watching all of this go down, she's just like staring intently at this old woman.
She's maybe mid-30s, early 30s.
Okay,
she's
so not an old,
Yeah,
not
so
an
she's
old,
not
she's
even
just
she's
a
not even
lady.
old woman. She's just a woman.
She's just a girl.
Yeah, she's just a woman in like a simple velvety dress.
I want to play with one of my abilities that I get for being this one that's called designation. Which is you assign an innocent or guilty label onto one creature within immediate range based on your assessment of a given situation or a predominant feeling. And essentially what it means is that me and my allies and anyone who hears or is told of their judgment and believes the assessment get, well, I think I'm gonna say she's guilty, which means that the attacks against those you designate as guilty gain an asset. So basically everybody gets an asset for like everything.
An attack against her, but yes,
when they attack.
Yeah. And you are labeling the woman or the creatures that she has like awakened?
I think a woman.
Okay.
I think she's just like, her eyes narrow and she has a hand inside of a bag and she's just like, I don't like the look of you. No, this is not it.
Yeah, and she like fully like in response to Senor Fluffington said in a really creepy voice, so not the same voice that she was speaking to the apothecary in, you filthy cur.
Well, that's just rude.
Yeah.
You can't be rude. Guilty. Fuck you, I guess. Yeah, that's all I'm doing because that is an action.
Okay. Are you also going to attempt to move into the little 15 by 20 room that is this apothecary?
No,
okay.
No.
Okay.
I'll stay outside.
Okay. So as you do this, you assign her guilty, and there's a yelp from the apothecary squirming into the back room to get as far fucking away as he can. And the woman looks at you, scoffs, and stands up as her movement for her turn. Her hands flare out like claws as she grows, and the dress seems to tatter and tear, revealing her true form that she had been transformed from into this like 10-ish foot tall, gnarled old hag woman with like large spikes protruding from her shoulders and various portions of her body, long stringy hair, hooked nose, and wrinkled face glaring at you. And then turns to Senor Fluffington. You have something that belongs to me. And is going to snap her fingers. Please make a defense roll as root spikes begin to grow from the wooden ground.
I am trained in speed defense tasks.
All right, so instead of a 7, that is a 6.
I'm gonna reroll that, even though I have basically no chance of succeeding at this.
Yeah.
Because if it's a 6, I need to roll higher than an 18.
Yeah.
That's quitter talk.
16.
16 unfortunately does not manage to dodge. So as you try to leap out of the way, these giant spiky roots, like massive thorns themselves growing from the wooden crown, shoot up, digging into your side and like causing a spurt of blood to spray out. You do have an additional 3 armor from your magical artifact versus this hag. So instead of taking 5, you take 1 because you have 1 point of armor and then plus the 3 from your artifact.
Oh, that's so. Oh, this is fun, guys.
Yeah. It'll nickel and dime you down, but it'll take it a while this time.
Yeah. No, it's fine.
Yeah.
I'll-
Physical
I'll-
attacks from the Thorn Hag are only at damage inflicted 5.
Yeah, no, I
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah. So, luckily, Senor Fluffington only takes 1 from it. She sneers, tries to reach out to grab the staff back from you, and it bobbles away because you're just like, no, that's mine now.
Yes.
Bringing
It's
us
mine.
around to your turn.
I would like to action recovery.
You would like to action recovery? Okay.
Yes, I would like that very much. Oh, wee. Cool. All right. And then, because I'm really want to be annoying, I'm gonna float the staff away from her as my movement. Just.
Yeah.
I almost imagine like it just bounces like somebody's walking it just further away.
Yeah.
And then that's my turn because I actually recovered.
Okay, so that brings us around to Thorn and Nan. She has revealed her true form. It is freaky and scary and kind of gross, and is causing thorn-like root spikes to like jut up from the ground and then retreat in her attempts to attack the wolf person, Senor Fluffington, instead of, just running away. So she's definitely guilty of something. What you guys doing?
100% guilty.
Yeah.
What are you doing, Thorn?
I'm going to do what was pretty effective last time, which is I control my influence my swarm to overwhelm the hag, like just to start harassing
Okay.
in her face, pecking at everything.
All right. So, for your swarm ability, can you read that out for me one more time? It's been a while.
You
since used it.
master one type of small creature, such as insects, rats, bats, or even birds,
Mhm.
and they respond to you in number. Your creatures within short range will not harm you or those you designate as allies for 1 hour. Action to initiate.
Okay. So you're not able to use them as a weapon yet. You're using them mostly as a distraction.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So roll essentially an intellect to use them in a distracting fashion to see how well they manage to get in her way. Okay. So she does seem not necessarily as bothered by them as she was the previous time. Though admittedly the previous time it was a bunch of bugs trying to fly in her eyes and biting her. So this time, the birds don't seem to bother her quite as much, but it might provide the occasional asset. We shall see how that continues rolling through. Nan.
So, question first of all, is a ranged weapon a light, medium, or heavy?
The type of weapon that you
attack
have
them.
is a medium.
Okay. Great. My follow-up question is the thing that I have like a single-use thing, or can I keep using it?
You would have to basically
Like,
reload it as
Yeah.
your movement. So you would
That
have to
tracks.
stay in place.
So, what happens is that Nan, who has had her hand inside of this carpet bag the entire time, just goes, "Hey, Thorn, honey, do you care about those little like creatures and guys that are around this nasty lady?"
I do, yes, but why do you ask?
It's fine. My aim is not as good as it could be, and she pulls an entire rifle out of her bag.
Yeah.
I
Old
you
school.
would-
Yeah. Now this is not a modern rifle. This is an old school flintlock rifle, the kind of shit that you would see, say, pirates or old hunters in, say, a Tarzan
just
story
keeps going.
use. Yeah.
Just-
Mhm.
It
musket.
is. No, there is a difference between a musket and a flintlock rifle. I looked it up earlier. But yeah, so it
I
is
asked.
unnecessarily long because of that, because that's how flintlock rifles were.
I love it.
Flintlock rifles don't do as much of a scatter as muskets do. They don't have the bell at the end that helps to scatter it. So they are much more like a rifle than a musket.
Slay.
So yeah, you do have one shot per use and have to basically reload it as like your what would be the equivalent of your 10-foot movement.
Great. I have combat prowess, which adds 1 damage onto weapon attack of my choice. I'm picking ranged, obviously. This is telling me the medium. Listen, I play an adept in our other game. I've
Yes, you
never
do.
used a weapon in my life.
You did. It resulted
no,
in
never
very
feel.
bad things. It resulted in very bad things. Aside from that, you don't generally use weapons. No, you use magic.
I don't generally use weapons in these campaigns. So,
Yeah.
it says medium weapons do 4 damage. I'm assuming that's 5 damage with that if I do hit it, except I have a banked nat 20, which I want to use to shoot this fucking lady.
Okay, so I believe the guilty you said is an asset to hit, correct?
It is an asset. Hold on, there's so many words. Your attacks against those you designate as guilty gain an asset.
Yes, so that
Yes.
means that your roll to hit is eased by 1 instead of it doing extra damage. The the banked nat 20 could either get you a major effect or it could deal 4 extra damage.
That's a good point. I do want to do 9 damage in 1 round because that sounds fun. So I do have to roll then. Damn. Okay.
Well, no, like the nat 20, like a natural 20 is a major effect. One of those major effects can be extra damage. So
I see,
the 1 point of extra from the expertise that you've got, which would bring it to 5 on a successful hit. The natural 20, you can either say knock her prone again, stun her for a round, etc., or you can deal 4 points of extra damage by utilizing that nat 20.
I want to do 4 points of damage. I'm not.
So you want to do a full 9 points of damage.
Yes, I do.
Okay, so minus 9. Okay.
I have never gotten to do this much damage in a game of Cypher ever.
Oh yeah. So she like hisses as the bullet, the like little round pellet, goes shooting like right into her chest, and it sounds more like breaking branches than it does like something hitting a body as
Ew.
it makes contact. And like this greenish black sap leaks out instead of blood. And there's this snarling hiss that comes from her as she staggers back a step because you just dealt 9 points in a round from a shot. And like her attention is now solidly on you. Are you going to utilize your approximately 10 feet of movement to quickly reload? Or are you going to get
I'm
out of
reloading.
sight? Okay.
I'm reloading.
Okay. All right.
This is a single-use character as far as I'm concerned.
Hey, yeah. So yeah, okay. That does bring us around to her.
Mm-hmm. It's fine.
Her attention is very much on you,
I would expect nothing less.
and she hisses in a way that sounds like reeds and branches knocking into each other. And you feel something cold seem to wrap around you. I would like you to make an intellect defense task for me, please.
I am trained in
Good,
those.
because difficulty 7. So that brings
Slay.
it down to a 6. So you have to roll an 18 or higher.
Oh, wait.
This is
Does it-
not a tier 1 enemy.
Okay, so I'm trained in general. If I'm also trained without armor, does it stack, or
I believe
is
that
that
trained
something that I
without
have to
armor
do?
gives you speed defense, whereas trained
Oh, you're right. I
intellect
can't read.
stacks, yeah. Whereas intellect defense is a different training. So you have
Yeah, that's
training
a
in
fully
each,
different
yeah.
word.
Yeah.
You're right.
You have training in each. The term that you were looking for was specialized, which you do not have yet.
That is what I was looking for. Okay, well, I'm gonna die. That's an 8.
Okay, so with that 8, unfortunately, even if you add specialized, that would have only brought it down to like a 15 or better.
I could have put effort on that and it still wouldn't have done anything.
So as you do that, your blood seems to run cold in your veins.
That's fine.
And she utilizes blood to stone. And in a very similar look to what you had seen before on yourself, Thorn, you see Nan begin to slowly petrify and look like she's starting to turn to stone. You are immobilized in your current form. Breaking free is a level 6 might task, which you will be able to start on your next turn.
Define immobilized. Are my hands still fucking?
You are immobilized.
Okay, but did I freeze?
You froze starting to
in, like,
raise
a
it because you had not
position.
had not
Damn. Okay,
come
fine.
back up. So you are like about to raise it, and you like lock into place, like stone covering the majority of your body. Before we get to the next round, so that you guys can plan accordingly, let's go ahead and take our break for the night since we're over by a little bit, and we will be back shortly.
Goodness.
we have returned. Welcome back, one and all, to Once Upon a Reflection, episode 16, I think, with our oh-so-wonderful guest, Maggie. We have inadvertently gotten into combat. I thought this was going to be
Was it
nice,
inadvertently?
nice, chill little session, and then
Feels pretty birdedly.
yeah, and then complication got awarded, and I'm just like, I don't know, an old enemy is in town, and I made the mistake of placing a hag in front of Senor Fluffington, which always apparently now results in I'm gonna throw hands, or paws. I'm gonna throw paws. Anyway, so we are back. We are at the top of the round. The Thorn Hag has just gone and turned Nan into a petrified semi-statue. Senor Fluffington, it is your turn.
I think I'm gonna continue ripping into this bag.
Okay. So give me another attack roll.
13 on the dice plus nothing because I am not trained in any fighting things.
You still have an asset though.
Not on the hack. I mean, not on the bag.
Oh, not on the bag. Yeah.
Yeah, the bag of stuff that the hag was purchasing is technically a different creature.
That is true.
So, with that, you said 13?
Yes.
That is still going to hit because it is a level 4 creature. So, you deal how much? 4 points. Another 4. It looks like it can maybe survive one more hit if you don't hit well or if someone else hits it. It is on its last legs. It is practically torn asunder. You did get a couple more thorny spikes to the roof of your mouth as you're ripping it apart. But are you going to attempt to move at all, or are you going to stay where you are?
Am I aware of what's happening to the new person that I don't remember?
Give me a general, awareness check.
7.
No.
That was this close to being a nat 1, by the way.
Yeah. No idea whatsoever.
Then no, I'm gonna say exactly where I am, which is where I want to be.
Okay. Bringing us around to Nan and Thorn. Nan, would you like to make a might check to see if you have managed to escape from your current binds?
Oh, that's a 12. I thought it was a 19. It's a 12.
12, unfortunately, does not break free. You can feel cracks starting to form in the stone that encases you, but you are held still. Thorn.
Yes. This time I will attempt to shoot one of my arrows into the spot that Nan hit. That wound in the hacked chest.
Okay.
That is, I am attempting that.
So you're shooting?
Yes. That was a 7.
7 is not going to hit. Not even close. It just kind of skids across the thorny, woody texture of her skin, whatever it is that is beneath the tattered dress, and just veers off to the side. Also, Senor Fluffington, don't forget that you do have the staff, and it has things that you can do with it. But that brings us around to the hag once more. You said that you went in to the shop, Thorn?
Yes.
How close did you try to get? Because it's only about, what did I say, 15 by like 20 or 30 across with the
Whatever
counter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm like somewhere between, almost exactly between like where Nan is and where Senor Fluffington is. So I feel like I'm in between.
Okay. In that case, she will probably flare out her hands again and twist them fingers from the ground, which also grow as root spikes once more
Oh, no.
within. Oh, shit.
Fingers rise and do what?
Did the storm get her?
My internet is saying
Abby's
no.
I think the storm might have gotten.
Hello? Hello? Can you guys hear me?
No.
Anything?
Abby has been consumed by the storm.
Hello?
Now,
back?
now we can.
Okay,
We are-
so yeah.
We're so back.
Her hands flare out and then twist, fingers rising like thorns and roots rising from the ground as more of these thorny root spikes grow from the wooden flooring within that short range. So I would like a defense from both Senor Fluffington and Thorn this time, because she is focused on both of you, with the third one currently bound.
Which
I'm fine.
Either might or speed. It is a physical attack.
Okay. Well, I'm trained in both, so I guess it doesn't matter.
Well, I just learned that I have been severely underusing my staff.
Yeah.
And I rolled an 18.
18. Okay. Very good.
So here's what I'm gonna do, which is a cool thing. You ready? You ready?
Uh-huh.
I have resonance field up, which means I can replace.
Uh-huh.
I can make an intellect defense roll in place of any other blah 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 blah. Right?
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna do that,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm gonna staff with the thorn haggett to give myself an asset on that.
Okay.
Take what was that?
So
The Thorn Haggett.
And then I'm gonna put a level of effort on top of that.
okay. Thorn, were you attempting to put any effort or anything on there? You said you were trained, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that would have brought it down to a 6. 18 was just what you needed. Like, you barely succeeded. You narrowly, like, duck to the side as these thorny roots come flying out of the ground at you, trying to pierce you through.
I just realized I'm doing a lot to avoid a single point of damage.
Yeah. So
18.
18.
I did not to avoid 1 point of fucking damage that I'm not gonna take anyway.
Okay. So you very easily avoid the spikes, like dodging to one side and then another.
Wait. Because I'm using resonance field, isn't 18 a minor effect?
No, that would be a 19.
Right. The character sheet lies to me.
Yeah. 19 is a minor effect. 20 is a major effect.
Well, then never mind.
Yeah.
Nothing happened.
All right. So you used a charge from your Staff of the Thorn Hag, correct?
Yes.
Please roll for let's see. Actually roll for the number of charges if you you haven't used most of your charges. I think you used the charges once.
I had already expended once. I rolled and I was full of charge.
Okay, so it's fully charged. So
Yeah,
mark
so
off.
I have 4 charges left.
Yeah, mark off that you've got 1 charge used, so you've got 4 charges left.
I did that.
Awesome. So yeah, as these roots seem to tear up out of the ground all over the entire space of this apothecary shop, she then turns and whips her hand through one of the supply barrels nearby, sneering at all of you. Senor Fluffington, it is your turn.
I'm gonna finish wrecking this fucking bag that I'm attacking.
Okay.
So, by the way, shouldn't these things be attacking? I haven't
Fuck,
rolled any.
they should be. Yes, they should be. They should be, and they would go on her turn. So thank you for the reminder. Please roll 3 defense rolls.
3.
Yeah,
All
That's
right, well, this is,
yeah,
Yeah.
like every round they should have been attacking.
all right, so this is.
I think it's only been one turn though
Yeah.
that you missed.
I'm gonna put a level of effort into this.
So
Hit
that brings
them
it
6
from.
times.
Oh,
Hit
for
them
intellect?
6 times.
So are you trained in intellect defense?
No.
Okay, so that brings it from a 4 to a 3. So that is a 9 or better.
Well, that's at 2.
Okay.
Wasn't a 1.
The broom smacks the fuck out of you again.
My mortal enemy. Yeah.
So it goes from a 4 points of damage with your armor to a 3 points of damage. Oh, okay. My stream elements just told me that we are now live again. So hopefully
Whoa,
we
no.
did not cut out.
I've been watching the stream, and it seems like we've been live. Pretty
Twitch
much.
or Moonbeam?
Twitch.
Okay.
Moonbeam is also live too.
Yeah, because usually it's Twitch that gives us issues with that.
That's 16 on the second defense roll.
All right, so the bag that you currently have in your mouth is not able to injure you further. Now the pitcher.
3.
3. The pitcher beans you in the head again for another 3 points of damage.
There.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm attacking the thing.
Yeah, you're attacking the bag.
16.
16 hits, dealing the last 4 points of damage on the bag, and it is torn to shreds around you. You're not sure what was inside of it because it was all fused into one animated creature.
Fuck. Well, that's okay. Cool.
Fuck this lady and her shopping, I guess.
Yeah,
Oh no, definitely. This is a bad person.
yeah.
I hope so, because I'm dying because of you guys.
That's that. Actually, since I've ripped it, I'm gonna use my movement to get up close to the witch.
Okay, so you're going to use the 10 feet of movement to get into melee range with her.
Yeah, and I'm gonna snarl at her ankles.
You probably reach her knees at least.
I know, but I have the mentality of a chihuahua, and ankles are the thing that I've always been able to reach.
Okay, yeah, so valid, very valid. So that brings us to Thorn and Nan again. Nan, please make another might check.
That is actually a 19 that time.
Very good. You, at the start of your turn, manage to flex and shift and move just enough, and there's a little bit of a flutter of your tiny fairy wings as little bits of rock just crack and tumble off of you, and you are once again able to move and act.
I feel like Nana's just been monologuing this entire time in her head and just comes back with, and another thing! And now I'm tired, so I'm gonna stop actually. I hope you got all of that. Do I actually get an action,
Yes,
a
you
turn?
do. Yes, you do. It's
Okay.
at the start of your turn.
Soleil, Amanda, if you want to go, let me figure out what I want to do.
Okay, while you do that, I'm gonna just arrow attack again, and this time I still want to try to hit that gaping wound.
Okay.
And
Give me an attack roll. Are you trained? Do you have anything that makes it easier to hit her?
I do not think I have anything that is necessarily useful for that.
Is guilty still up?
I don't know that it drops. I
It's
don't know.
just for like the next day, essentially.
Hold on, there's a lot of words in
Yeah.
designation. I will drop the entire thing into the chat so you can read it, but
Please do.
it
That
is
will make things a lot easier on me. Because that will determine whether or not Thorn can hit her without having to expend effort.
yes.
The only thing I have would be like, again, danger sense. It says your initiative task is eased. I don't think that's quite.
Not
It
quite.
just says henceforth.
Henceforth. Okay.
The benefit of the designation lasts until you change it or until you are shown proof that it is wrong.
So it's just there.
Forever.
So you guys
does that
have
mean
a
that-
permanent ease to hit
Yes.
this hag.
That is insanely
So
good.
so
And
what
thank
what
you,
is my
Maggie.
current what is my current
So your
Yeah,
current
forever,
it
actually.
went from a 6 or a 7 to a 6 now. So
Okay.
you still have to roll an 18, but she is no longer impossible to hit without effort.
I see. I still only rolled a 16, so that was pretty close that time.
Yeah, it got really close and seems to like stick into the woody texture of her skin
Mhm.
and then just like drops out because it didn't lodge in quite hard enough. Nan?
And Nana's going to use all of her movement to finish loading this gun that I assume she did not actually finish doing last time.
Yeah.
And I want to start up Overwatch, which lets me use a ranged weapon to basically like wait and target a very specific area. So if she enters into the, it's like a holding your action,
Okay.
but like I am just like pulling the rifle back up to my shoulder and aiming it at the door frame. And as soon as she
Okay.
comes into the door frame, I'm going to shoot her.
Instead of
with a
shooting her now.
gun.
Okay.
Yes. Specifically, it is because it negates any benefit the target would have from cover, position, surprise, range, blah, 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 blah. Also, you get an extra point of damage with the attack, which means I'd be up to 6
Okay. All right.
if I do hit her.
All right.
But she has
so
to like go through the door frame.
if she attempts to go through the door frame, you have basically that called to hit her there. Bringing us around to the hag and her awakened creatures that I am now remembering. Thank you very much, Joelle. So the broom and the pitcher are going to go at you again. So go ahead and give me 2 defense rolls for that.
Seven, not nat 1.
7. Okay, so that's another hit from the broom, your mortal enemy.
I gotta do designation on these guys too. That's the next thing. Haha.
A natural 20.
And another natural 20 against the pitcher. So
I am just so we are all on the same page. I am officially impaired.
yeah.
Right.
Oof.
So
Right.
so does that mean that because it requires a major effect that your resonance field does not do damage to the creature? What's the wording of resonance field?
The effect lasts for whenever a creature within immediate range makes an attack against you, the power energizes to block the attack. You can make an intellect defense roll in place of the defense roll you would normally make. If you do so and you get a minor effect, the creature attacking you takes 1 point of damage. If you get a major effect, the creature attacking you takes 4 points of damage.
So it does require major or minor effect. So because you are impaired, I believe that you are not able to get major and minor effects.
Yeah.
Okay. So it does not do the extra
That
damage.
20 is from before. It is. Oh, no. Never mind. I'm stupid. Yes, correct.
Yeah. All right. So it is still at 8 points instead of 4.
Yeah.
And the hag. Ooh, what's the hag gonna do to you guys? You are
What's hag gonna do?
right there. She doesn't do much damage to you, and she is smart enough to have recognized that. So she is not going to attempt to use Withering Touch on you. You see as her hands holding something that she has grabbed from the barrel or box that she had been reaching into clap together. And for that split second, you're afraid that she is going to trap you in that passage again. But instead, wind begins to whip all around her and towards you. All of you are within 50 feet of her. So I would like all of you to make either speed or might defense tasks against difficulty 5 as she summons a vortex around herself.
You know what I realized? I should have taken into like defense rolls instead of speed. I literally have an ability that changes that, and I did not synergize that. Well,
So, is this a moment where that trained without armor actually works?
Yes.
Slay. That's still an 18.
18. Okay. That's
I'm gonna
just fine.
I'm gonna use my last Cypher to reroll.
Okay. Thorn?
This is
DC 5,
14.
so 15 or better.
Oh, I have 14. Darn.
is this an attack?
It is a form of attack, yes.
Okay. Because my resonance field is still up.
Okay. Hi, puppy.
Actually, there's no real benefit to that.
Hi,
Never mind.
puppy. Oh, yes, you're a Mr. Mans.
No, that second roll was lower. This is a 7.
Okay, so, and you're not trained in the defense, Thorn, right?
I am. I'm trained in all 3, actually.
Okay, so that would bring yours down to a 4, so that's 12 or better for you. So I think,
Okay. So, yeah.
So
14.
Both Thorn and Nan manage to hold their ground as wind whips past you, lifting a variety of the apothecary supplies up into the air with her in this vortex of wind summoned around this hag, this creature, as she steps forward. And unfortunately, the only person to have failed this is Senor Fluffington, who goes barreling past, being pushed a long distance away.
Oh, bye.
But taking no damage because it only inflicts 2 points of damage, and you have 4 points of armor against this creature. Normally you would take 1, but because of that magical wish, you guys have lucked out. But you are pushed 100 feet away, barreling in a roll through the doorway as the windows like blast open. As well, breaking with both shutters and glass out into the street, and like would either slam into you on the way, Nan, or you would be able to like step out of the way as this big ass wolf goes rolling like a fucking cartoon across the street.
I have a question.
What's up?
The terms of Overwatch say that you make an attack against the next viable target to enter the area that you've defined. Is Senior Fluffington considered a target?
Only if you consider him an enemy or target that you would
Okay,
personally
so
shoot.
no.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, this man is so stupid that she goes, oh, the wolf!
No.
Yeah.
I've seen you. I have seen you, and this is normal.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know if
But,
it was gonna be a thing where it was like,
Like,
yeah,
if the broom or the pitcher entered,
okay,
that would count because those are considered enemies. Those are your targets.
Okay.
Your allies are not considered targets unless you are targeting them with a friendly spell or purposefully targeting them.
that makes more sense.
Okay. So yeah, Senor Fluffington goes barreling out, luckily not taking any damage, but is pushed all the way across the street and slams into the next building. And she does, with this vortex, move through the designated space to leave.
Yay. Great. I want to try and shoot her with a gun. I'm gonna put Cypher to reroll that. I'm going to use this. Okay, that's a lot. That's a 17. That's
17?
significantly better than
Alright.
the one that I rolled.
So she is guilty, which eases it down to a 6, and then because of Overwatch, that also eases it.
I don't think it eases it, in fact.
So
I think if she had any benefits from like blocks or anything like that, it would remove it, but it doesn't make it easier to hit.
Yeah.
It's basically she is difficult to hit and difficult for the hit to actually count because of basically not really even natural armor, because that's more of a D&D thing, but it's hard to do damage to her. So currently her difficulty to hit is a 6, so 18 or better. 16 does not make it. So
what if I put effort on it?
she's leaving, so I'll let you do it. I'll let you do it proactively. Normally, again, you would have to do this prior to rolling.
No.
But I will let you expend effort to actually manage to hit her as she is exiting. So as she blasts through the front of this apothecary shop, a vortex tornado around her, carrying not just her and the handful of whatever it was that she took with her, but a variety of other items from the shop in the wind. You do manage to shoot, and in that slight second, it might have gone wide. It might have barely missed her. But with a little bit of effort, you pull the rifle just a little bit more on center and deal another, 10 points of damage at this point?
6.
6 points, because it's not a nat 20. So you do 6 points of damage to her. Blasting a chunk of woody, thorny skin from her arm as the tornado lifts into the air and blasts down the street. But as far as you can tell, you guys are out of combat unless you decide to randomly give chase and think that you can keep up with a tornado going through the woods.
Thorn is not going to do that.
Nana's also no. Nana's just like unpacking the rifle and putting it back into her little carpet bag.
Senor Fluffington?
So your Fluffington is impaired, so even if he wanted to, he couldn't.
Okay.
I know it's not the same as the mobile, but he is too injured right now.
Yeah.
He's like, he doesn't want to do that. But he will do things if we're out of combat officially.
Yeah.
Fully.
The broom and the pitcher gradually lose their sense of life as she disappears from the area. they are still overgrown with thorns and strangely warped, but they are no longer animated and alive. So as you pick yourself back up off the ground, in pain, sore, after having fought a hag by surprise in the middle of a random town, combat has finished. The hag is gone, escaped with a variety of things, and you were able to get from that essential vibe check that she was surprised that you could even recognize or see her.
You said I was blasted into the building across the way.
Mm-hmm.
I think in a very cartoony way, there's a wolf goes in and a wolf man comes out by just opening the door,
Mm-hmm.
like just very politely, and then just goes, "Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm sorry," and then just closes the door. I am so hurt right now.
Oh, do you need like an ibuprofen or something?
I don't know what that is.
I don't think you can give ibuprofen to dogs. Hold on.
Is it food? Because if it's food, I can definitely have it.
No, you're the vet here.
No, I'm not.
No, I'm
No,
at
you
Thorn.
you see Thorn just shaking her head like, hmm.
Like, well, they're on 2 feet. I feel like you should be able to give them ibuprofen. I don't.
No.
No, that's all right. No, that's fair. Band-Aid? You want a Band-Aid?
Is that food?
Also, no. Yeah.
Oh.
Do you want food? Is that I do have all of the food that you guys left before
Yeah.
eating at
An
the
entire
restaurant.
an entire burlap sack of wax paper wrapped like now vaguely cold burgers and like a packet of vaguely skillet fried cut potatoes.
This
I
one
think
is
there's Oh, sorry. Go on.
this one is food.
I think there's a moment where you can see the animal instincts of, oh my god, food, I'm gonna eat. And then there's like that same like moment of attention, and then Senior Fluffington just goes, no, no, and then just walk past both of you into the shop again, into the apothecary.
That didn't
Fluffy, are you okay? You've never turned down food before.
Is there like a bell for like at the counter?
Not anymore.
Okay, is there a bell anywhere within sight?
On the
No.
floor
Okay.
in
Like-
the shop that you landed in.
Anything small and loose went with the tornado.
I see. Okay. In that case, I'm gonna use hedge magic to make my staff bling. And I'm gonna go. Person in charge of this place. Person, person. Come over here, please. I want to talk to you. Ask you questions.
Leave me alone. Leave me alone.
No. It's okay. That was a hug. We make her go away.
I don't care. Leave me alone. Take whatever you want. I'm fine. It's okay.
Well, no, actually, it's okay. We bring food. Are you hungry? Yeah, that always
No.
makes me feel better.
Take whatever you want.
Do you know what the old lady wanted to buy? Is what I am being asking about.
Make a social interaction roll
Well,
to persuade
I just want to be
him
very
to even,
clear.
yeah, to even talk
I
to.
am paired in persuasion, etiquette, and deception.
Yeah.
I almost just dumped that into my soup.
I love that.
It's a 16.
16. So not bad. It does not get him to like fully come out of the back room that he had been sheltering in, but you do
Sure.
see his head kind of poke out around the corner, see you, and he yelps again, and then like seems to plaster himself to the wall. You can see his hand still holding onto the door frame. It was some herbs I think it was some herbs. I didn't get a chance to check her out and sell them yet, so I don't know all of what they were. I'm sorry. I I I swear I don't know who she is. I'm
It's
sorry.
okay.
Take whatever
I,
you want.
I don't want anything except the information. Actually, um, I assume the corpse of the bag of plants is like gone with the wind, right?
For the most part, yes. For the most part,
One
like one
Corpse.
piece might be left, but as I said, it had all kind of fused into a creature. So identifying whatever it might have held, no clue.
Even if I am trained in herbology, though.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay. What do you know? Like, what did like just it's okay if you don't know a lot, but like, do you know even like one thing? Has she been here before?
I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
It's okay. It's safe.
Uh,
I'm not. I don't eat
uh,
people.
uh, Nan,
Yeah, hun.
Nan.
She's just still kind of standing in the doorframe of the shop. Like, yeah.
What happened?
I shot a lady with a gun. That's
Why?
pretty.
How?
She was
Why?
bad. She was bad, and she was hurting these lovely people who I pulled out of a well earlier.
She was a hag.
Well,
And he pokes his
supposedly
head.
she was a hag.
He
What do you mean? Did you not?
She
See
did
her?
look, she did look pretty hag-like, but I try to avoid using that kind of language around people. You know, it can be rude.
Is that a no-no word? Like
No, not necessarily. It doesn't have to be.
veterinarian?
I don't know her, so I don't really want to use that kind of language until I know for sure. You know.
I mean, to be fair, I mean that is like what she is, like as a classification of creature.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, it was a hag.
I love that you are willing to judge her guilty, but not willing to call her a hag.
I draw the line at rude names.
Fucking
Like not
beautiful.
hag derogatory, but
I love
hag
that.
as in that is actually what she is.
I love my players. I love my players. Fucking beautiful. All right, so he's poking his head around the corner again because, as I said, most people in town are primarily familiar with you. You are visiting frequently enough to where you would be a familiar face, and because you take care of people, you are a comforting feature. So he like pokes around the corner, sees the shop's like severe disarray from both the fight and then the tornado that she had summoned, yelps again, and then just kind of looks around in both fear and horror at what has essentially become his livelihood. And then just like, General Herbs, I don't know, like, and starts like looking around, and I think from that shelf and these, what do I even do?
It'll be okay.
Oh, do you want this cleaned? I can help.
Yeah. I have nowhere to be.
I'm going to start hedge magic everything back into approximate place.
It will take you a while because there's
Oh, yeah.
also a variety of damage that you can't like just automatically fix.
No, yeah.
But
I'll
while
start.
doing so,
Maybe just a little bit.
you would also be able to see which shelves he's pointing at.
Mhm.
It does seem to be just a mix of what seem to be fairly common herbs, possibly some like mugwort. The barrel box that she had been like reaching into to grab Some is mistletoe. Like
She's gonna kiss someone. I see.
so hard to say what it was that she was trying to get supplies for.
Can I try to
You
figure out?
you can try. It is a very difficult roll because it does seem to just be an assortment.
That's okay.
Can I try also? Because I'm trained in discerning the truth of a situation.
Yes, you can also try. It is also
So-
just very difficult.
Meanwhile, I will hand over some money to the shopkeeper,
Okay.
apothecary, and be like, we do need some healing potions, though, if it's you don't mind.
I don't know if I even have any stock left.
Preferably
Let me
nothing
look.
with grape in it, because that's bad. Also for dogs.
Let me look. I'll look. And he just starts rifling underneath the counter for a little bit to see if he can even come up with any type of potion of recovery.
So I'm gonna put a level of effort into this.
Okay.
And then I am trained in both magic and herbology.
Okay.
It
Okay.
only gives me one, but
Yep.
you know. 15? I just got given a nat 20. Could I replace that?
Oh,
Or is it too late?
Too late. Go ahead and save it for next time. With a 15, you know that several of
Still
the
pretty good
items
roll.
that she picked up could be utilized for poison.
Poison.
But beyond that, it really is hard to say because so many different spells use different herbs in different ways. So, as far as you can tell, it might have just been a general stock up of her not wanting to go out and fetch her own supplies and just finds it easier to pick them up in a town. Or it could be that it's for something that you don't know what it's making, but several of the ingredients seem to be poison. Mistletoe, especially, is extremely poisonous.
In a very smart terminology, I'm going to relay all of this information over to everybody else. And that's not sarcasm. Legitimately, in terminology too smart for a chihuahua,
Okay.
I will tell you this information.
Okay. And what was your role, Nan?
3.
3? She got some herbs.
Got some plants. All
Yeah,
right. Okay.
She bought some dried plants.
I don't fucking know what any of this stuff is. That's
No.
fine.
Not at all.
He's okay, me neither.
It's green. Some of them. Unclear.
Immediately after, like, info dumping all of that at you, like, in full, Evie has a special interest and is talking to you about it.
Unskippable cutscene.
Unskippable cutscene. Immediately goes, oh, yeah, no, me neither. Just love the juxtaposition there. So Thorn, eventually he will, like, stand back up and, like, hold a vaguely cracked bottle because they are glass bottles. It doesn't seem to be leaking currently of what is a potion of some kind. As best you can tell, it is probably a potion of recovery. But also, metagame knowledge, you would know in game and in character that to benefit from a potion of any kind, that is a Cypher, so you would have to have Cypher slots left to benefit from a Cypher.
Ah. Well, I will just hold on to it then.
Sounds good. All right, so yeah, he will charge you 10 gold pieces for
Sure.
it.
Yeah.
10 gold pieces, which seems expensive, but also his shop just got...
You know what? I was gonna
completely
give him a
trashed.
little extra
Yeah.
just to be, I was already prepared to part.
I will, as long as everybody is still here, I'm going to continue fixing his shop as best as I can.
Yeah.
But this is a Chihuahua was able to.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me an intellect roll to see if you can even figure out how it's supposed to be fixed up / cleaned. Because
That's an 8.
yeah, because you are a chihuahua.
Right.
So you get stuff off the ground, and some of the loose things that had not traveled with the tornado, you hedge magic, like lift, like levitate into various containers. If they are the correct one, who knows?
I feel like Nana's like behind them, just like very just putting things back and just being like, "You're doing so good. Wow. That's so impressive." Just
Yeah.
not talking about it at all.
Thank you.
But yeah, it takes a little bit of time to get it mostly put back in order, but you would eventually get it to the best point that you guys are capable of without like putting together a concerted like carpenter's effort to make repairs, and then also a variety of merchants to help resupply.
I'm gonna once after everything is done, I'm also gonna try to take a 10-minute recovery roll real quick.
Yeah.
That's not bad. And then I want to go to the dude, the guy whose shop we just ruined.
He's just kind of sitting in the corner, head in hands, has no idea what the fuck he's gonna do now.
I'm gonna sit in front of him, and I'm gonna go, "Hello,
Hi.
what's your name?"
Bongo?
Bongo?
Yeah.
Oh, I knew a dog called Bongo once. Are you a pit bull?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm half gnome.
Ah,
What's a pit bull?
it's like me but bigger.
I'm definitely not like you, but bigger. I'm smaller
Yeah.
than you.
Well, I guess size is just relative, really. Bongo, can I ask you a question?
Okay.
Do you know anyone called Juan?
Roll for luck.
Oh man, that's a 3.
No.
Me neither. Hmm. Hmm. How did you learn to plant?
To plant?
Mm-hmm. Like all these like plantings.
My uncles.
Your uncles?
Yeah.
Uh, where are your uncles? Can I meet your uncles?
They're forest gnomes.
So they're in the forest.
Yeah.
Hmm. What does a gnome look like?
Like me, but a little shorter. With a
But,
beard sometimes.
what color? Oh, I don't know colors. Okay. Do you think they know one or a one? I don't like a one, like just one of them, or
I don't know.
hmm. Usually, like people just call. Do you have a phone? Can you call your uncles?
I don't know what a phone is.
It's like es eh, it's like and I look around see if I see a shape like a phone shaped anything, and then if there is, I'll point to it and get like that, but it glows.
Nan just pulls a phone out of it. It looks like this, and then puts it back.
No,
Yeah.
and then I look over and I'm just like, seriously, how did you do that?
I just, we'll talk about it. It looks like this. See, it just, there's no service here, so it just goes in the bag.
Yeah, I don't have a phone.
Oh, Me neither. It's okay.
Do you
I
like
is Thorn here
need a
overhearing?
map to my uncle's, or
Oh, can I have one of those? Is it? But I don't know what is it.
will you go away if I give you a map to my uncle's?
Do you, uh, do you want me to go away?
You guys are terrifying.
Oh no, that's okay. Thorn is really nice. I know she's like at the bad place a lot, but she's actually really kind.
You guys started a fight with a hag in my store.
We did do that, yeah. But then we also saved you from having to deal with a hack.
Nan.
I know, Bongo. I know. Just make us a little map where I forget where your uncles live. Just make us a little map.
The
We'll
forest.
go chat with them and we'll get out of your hair and I'll send you some money for the repairs.
Okay. Thanks, Nan.
I lean
They,
over to
like-
Nan. I was like, "Man, do you know a Juan?"
Like here or back in the other place?
I don't know.
I mean, I have met many people in my life. I'm sure some of them were named Juan, but I fear that is a fairly common name.
You could say it's one of the most common ones.
I need you to understand my brain just told me to disconnect the call. Was hang up.
Yeah. So Bongo like
Oh
struggles to stand up and like edge around the wolfman and go find some paper in the back room since everything in the front room has been messed up. And then like brings it out, does not have a map to show you guys, and just kind of makes a rough sketch of the town, and then seems to be forests and a variety of paths, and it is a very, very rough sketch. It will take some skill to find your way there. But you do have you do have some vague way to reach his uncles that are apparently forest gnomes, to speak to them on if they have ever met someone named Juan.
Thorn! And I waddle over
Mhm.
and I hand Thorn the map. Do you know what this is, right? They called it a map.
Oh yeah, that's that. At first, I'm just like I see scribbles, but then when Fluffy says it's a map, I'm like, "Oh, yeah, yeah, I know how to read these. I
Oh.
think, and I kind of do one of these.
You can take me to the forest gnomes. To the
I
folks.
I can try.
Let's go.
Um,
I'd ask them if they know a Juan.
So Nan, you also still have a bag of now cold and very greasy pseudo hamburgers and not quite fries.
That still sounds
They go
delicious.
into the bag.
Yeah.
For later.
Yeah, sounds right. So you guys are now immediately leaving the shop to seek out forest gnomes, or like what's your plan? Because he is eagerly waiting for you guys to leave so that he can go have.
I feel like we
a
at least
Menti
step
bee
out
in
of the
back.
shop.
Yeah. We are for
Yeah.
sure no longer in the shop.
Yeah, he's
Honestly-
gonna have like a nice little Menti bee. And it's just like
Honestly,
okay.
Samuel Fluffington understands maps so little
Mhm.
that Thorn can lead him literally wherever she wants, and he will think this is where we need to go.
Okay. So is that what you're doing? Everybody's going? Because also we're pretty close to time, so
I feel like
Maggie,
Nan
keep
is
that
just
in
kind of
mind.
like, I do have some other things I gotta
Yeah.
deal with. guys are also kind of insane, and you should probably take a little nap before you go visit Bongo's uncles. Do you have a place to stay around here, or are you just gonna go?
I usually just go.
Do you guys not have like a house or anything?
Well, I mean, I have my aunts live in
Do you think your aunts
Sanctuary
know
Wood.
your uncles?
That
Do you think
broke
your
up
aunts
a
know
bit.
your uncles?
I don't know the answer to that.
Don't know either.
Not everybody knows everybody else. It's pretty wild.
I want to say it is unlikely, but not out of the realm of possibility. But most likely, like 90%, probably not.
Okay.
Can I have like not a house, but like a room at like an inn or something that I go to frequently enough that I could be like, that's where I stay.
Oh yeah, you probably have like your own spot in a variety of places in town because they're familiar with you. Like there's probably a room at an inn that you regularly stay at, and maybe some of the shopkeepers are familiar enough with you to where they've got like a work shed that is like half converted into somewhere for various seasonal workers to stay at that you can also just stay there. You have a variety of places.
I have some other stuff that I have to go to. If you guys need a place to stay, I've got like a room here. And they're really nice and they're pretty cheap if you need like to take a little nap before you go on your way. And I got all of these sandwiches that you guys didn't want, and they're pretty good. They're pretty cold at this point. And also I don't know if there's onions on it, and the dog should probably not eat the onions, but you guys are kind of insane. Do you know that?
Yeah.
No, I'm a Chihuahua.
I understand why your friend doesn't like this place, if this is how all of your days here tend to be.
Thorn just kind of shrugs and goes,
Mm.
Are there people in this room?
No. No, it's my room that I pay for. So,
Oh.
do you want there to be other people?
Well, if there were people, I could ask them if they knew Juan or a Juan.
Well, there's like the people downstairs in like the
Floor?
there's there's multiple floors. Yeah,
Oh, it's a big place.
just the two. You know.
That must be a lot of people then.
What do you think a lot of people is, Fluffy? Can I call you Fluffy? Is that okay? That seems kind of like a pet name. No offense. That seems.
A lot of people. Like
Right.
more people that I can see.
You get the distinct impression that Fluffy's not good with numbers.
Fluffy is a dog. He does not. Right. Yeah.
He does
No,
not
that
numbers. He does not
that is-
numbers.
that's fair. You know, that's fair, and that's on me for asking. Yeah, there's a lot of people there. If you want to meet him, you can ask, who is Juan to you?
I don't know. That's why I asked.
But how do you know Juan if you don't know Juan?
Well, I was called Juan in a thing that is not me.
does Thorn know this from before?
I think you might have mentioned it. I'm not sure if you actually mentioned it, Senor Fluffington.
I'm pretty sure because I remember struggling to explain in dog terms what a memory is.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
So this is maybe
I feel-
not the specifics that Juan is a name that
Mhm.
was used to be referred to me, as opposed to like a name that I heard.
Mm.
but
did
the
mention
memory,
the name Juan at one point.
Mm-hmm.
I did
Yeah.
mention the name Juan. Yeah.
Yeah,
also,
I feel like I don't know if Thorn has pieced together exactly what Fluffington's like talking about, so I don't know how helpful she is going to be in trying to facilitate that.
Right.
but I'm not Juan. I am Senor Fluffington.
So you were Juan, but now you're not Juan, and you're Senor. No, no.
I've never been Juan.
You've
I've only
never.
been Senor Fluffington.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think people name dogs Juan, so
Mm.
that be
Um,
me.
People definitely name dogs Juan.
People definitely name 100%.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
Senor Fluffington just hasn't met one of them, and therefore they do not exist.
Yeah, I just look at Nano and go, yeah, I'm still not 100% sure exactly what they mean. It's kind of, I think they maybe like dreamt it up, but I don't know.
Can dogs dream? Is that a thing? Did dogs dream about being other people named Juan? Is that,
Well, I mean, there just hasn't been
or
research
are
on
the
it.
dogs named Juan? Where did they get the name Juan from? That's what I want to know.
I once knew a Labrador Retriever named Demarcus, so
Oh, okay, sure.
yeah.
And a pit bull named Kitchen Sink. Like what,
Mm-hmm.
you name
So
things what you know. Whatever.
anything
Wait,
is.
you know kitchen sink? No, I don't know kitchen sink.
I did actually know somebody with a pit bull named Kitchen Sink.
That is an amazing name.
I did actually
is
see an
real.
Instagram post about a dog named Demarcus over there too. So
Is there real names?
yeah.
Why are we whispering though?
Well, I don't know.
Because I can
Let's-
hear you.
Mm,
Do you think that this trip's gonna take very long? Because I'm supposed to meet right. Yeah. I can feel God inside my head telling me it's
You
going to
got,
take a
you
long
got a
time.
decent look at the map that was put together, and it does depict them going through the woods away from where the town is. So that on its own will take a while.
It'll take longer than the next 5 minutes before session's over.
Right. Well, if I see ya, I'll see ya. And I don't know. Let me finish my errands first, and maybe I'll catch up with you. I know
Do you
Bongo.
normally not see people if you don't see them? Or if you see-
Right. We did talk about how similes were bad for you.
mhm,
We did discuss that.
mhm.
Because like whenever I see people, I just see them.
Thorn, you do have the chance to ask about the random real world items before we go, but
I do.
but we are running short on time. So you
Do
guys
it.
can either separate now, or you can see if you spend the next little bit trying to learn something from Nan, and then we cut to
I
lunch.
do. I feel like I want to learn how to do the thing of bringing stuff over.
Okay, so
Um,
as you ask about that, distracting Senor Fluffington for the moment, Nan, how do you choose to respond to Thorn asking about the real world items that you keep pulling out of your bag in Fairy Tale Land?
There are certain things that just feel like they're a part of you. And when they're enough of a part of you, it makes it easier to move them back and forth, if that makes sense. This bag, this everybody knows in my neighborhood, everybody knows that this is my bag. I always have everything in it. It just makes it a lot easier, but it is a part of me. It is who I am.
You do see the gears turning in Thorns, and she's like, and she goes, Rack's guitar. It's the same in the real world.
And
Like
this
it
is
is
now
here.
the second person that you've seen that's able to do
Uh-huh.
that.
Uh-huh.
So we'll say that for the next couple of minutes, you try and narrow down exactly how Nan does it and what Nan means.
Mhm.
will make a couple of rolls between session to determine if you figure out the method with which it happens.
Mm-hmm.
And we will end there for the night. Thank you so much, Maggie, for joining us. Sorry for the surprise combat.
Very fun.
Yeah.
Love a surprise.
Sorry.
I don't know what I
My
expected.
bad.
I should have.
I should have expected that, honestly. I should have
Yeah.
just thrown the goblin at you or something. Yeah, so that's been episode 16 of Once Upon a Reflection. Let's go ahead and go in reverse this time for where you can find us, who we are, what we're up to with Amanda.
Hello, everyone. My name is Amanda, aka Panda Cabra. I use she, her pronouns, and I have been Rosa/Thorn, also using she, her pronouns. You can find me here every other Friday for Fairy Tale Friday, where I obviously play Rosa and Thorn, and also every other Sunday, where I play Varen, the super awkward, pure of heart, yet very scary and goopy sort of adept.
Okay.
Uses shadow magic that looks like ink. It's a whole thing. Yeah, you can usually find me on Blue Sky at Panda Cabra. There's also my link tree in the description. I am also currently looking for work. If you need an editor, graphic designer, or like need someone to run tech for your streams, feel free to hit me up.
Okay. Very cool. Definitely check them out. Links are in description or chat, depending on where you are watching. Joel.
Hello. I'm Joel. I was Senior Fluffington, in case you missed it. I am here every other Friday playing Senior Fluffington. On his Juan quest. Anyway, outside of Senior Fluffington, I also play Val Mistforge in our Sunday campaign, Imperial Wilds, or I guess Captain Val Mistforge officially now. I actually have a crew now that everybody hates me. For valid reasons. It's going to be interesting to see where that story goes. I'm very excited. It's a good cast. It's a good table. It's a good game. It's a good story. It's a good everything, really. Outside of that, I am a writer. I write things. Hello. I don't have a lot to talk about for reasons that it will become apparent to people who know me. I will leave it at that. If you want to support me, I have a coffee, a Patreon, and a one of them thrones. Support me. Give me things. Thank you.
All right. And last but not
Hell yeah.
least, our so wonderful guest, Maggie.
Hello, I'm Maggie. Imagine if this is how I actually talked. That'd be kind of fun. You can find me on the internet and mostly here, to be honest, these days. I am in graduate school, so I spend most of my time with these nerds every other Sunday where I play Sybil. And sometimes here and sometimes other places on the internet, but post that on my socials if I ever do them. The end.
Very cool. You can also
So cryptic.
you can also join our Discord if you wanted to catch any announcements that the players or AEA has. AEA does our announcements there first, as well as any warnings of potential bad weather, as you might have seen from my internet briefly having that little bit of a hiccup mid-session. So to wrap that up, I am Evie, the Disaster GM. I am the director of Alter Deco Archives and our primary GM at present. I run both Once Upon a Reflection every other Friday and Empyrean Wilds, as you heard my three players here mention. Both of them are Cypher system-based campaigns. This one is Fairy Tale. The Empyrean Wilds one takes place in a homebrew setting known as Pendula. And it is a wild fantasy romp of just a bunch of chaotic fucks fucking around. But yeah, so they had a fun time, and there was a little bit of concern of Val potentially having dived to the bottom of the ocean to fight a monster and drown.
A normal thing that you do without telling your friends in the middle of the night during a storm.
Yeah, when there's an unknown creature that's following you in the boat as you guys sail along. But I am also a player in Fuzka's temporary campaign, Echoes of Ruin, which is happening on Saturdays. So you can catch me as a player instead of running a game tomorrow night on Fuzka's Twitch channel. Shout out Fuzka. Having a good time there as Jatziri, who is speaking in Russian accent when I speak as Jatziri. This is the voice that I use as here. So I love it moving immediately to Jet City. Thank you so much, captions. What the fuck? But yes, so I am a player there for the next couple of months in that temporary campaign on Saturday evenings. You should check us out over there. It is a beautiful, wonderful cast of very creative and fun people. We do love Fuzka. Several of our people have shown up over there a couple of times, including Maggie. But yeah, so we will be raiding into Crit Bard once we have moved to our credits screen, so check it out. We hope to see you on our channel, whether it's Moonbeam or Twitch, not this weekend, but next weekend for the next installment of Empyrean Wilds. But until then, until next time, or until we see you in Discord, have a wonderful night. Bye.
Bye-bye.
And